To thank my pro staff for being here, and on the call is Monique Torres, our Director of Instruction, Tanner Elke, our new assistant golf professional, and Brian Sotomayor, who's starting his fifth year at Quaker Ridge. And we hired Monique, and really excited about her history at Appowamis, building an incredible junior program from scratch. At Quaker Ridge, we've always had, since I've been there, junior golf, but we just weren't very organized. So we tried different things, and we were definitely being as inclusive to juniors, changing the culture. I know Adam Heller's on the call. He grew, he pretty much, Adam, I'm not sure if you grew up at Quaker Ridge, but certainly some of your cousins and relatives actually grew up at Quaker Ridge. And so they could speak to what was offered. But definitely, you hear about 15, 20 years ago, kids running on the putting green, you could have gotten a letter for that. So times have changed, and I've been part of this transition, but having Monique join the team was super exciting. And what's different about what we have now is we have a structure, right? So we're consistently doing the things that are going to develop a program. And we have a mission statement, and we have a game plan. We have a system that we follow that is consistent amongst all the instructors, and how we give lessons to juniors and how we develop the juniors. So that's what this call is about. This call is about to introducing our our mission statement, our plan, how we give lessons, what our programs are, what we're offering. And this way, when you see us out there throwing bean bags with your kids, you know that we're actually working on their golf game. We're developing their skill. We're using the American development model to turn them into athletes. It's not about just handing them a club and asking them to swing. So that's what this call is about. That's about all I have to offer. I'm going to kick it over to Monique and let her run through the agenda, and we'll chime in as we go along.
Thank you, Mario. Thanks everybody for joining. We are recording this just because there's a lot of people who want to hear what we are talking about tonight that couldn't be here. So we are recording this for all posterity. We are super excited, like Mario said. We have always had a junior program here at Quaker Ridge, just maybe not in the biggest and broadest way possible. And I think anyone who's met me knows, like, I'm super passionate and committed to building the best, most cohesive, most inclusive junior golf program as possible. And that's for a few reasons. One is I love kids and I love teaching kids, but really we want Quaker Ridge to be healthy. We want Quaker Ridge to produce good golfers. Some of them may go on to be great golfers, and that would be terrific. And some of them will just be, good golfers just for their own enjoyment, their own social enjoyment, and that's absolutely fine as well. We want to provide opportunity to anybody who wants, and we want to provide the best learning environment possible. So we have, Mario had said, Tanner Elke. Tanner comes to us most recently by way of the Bridge Golf Foundation. So he has a lot of experience teaching juniors in structured environments. So that's been super helpful. He's been able to just like jump right on board with us. Brian's here. Brian's been at Quaker for 5 years. He does an excellent job with our Pee Wee golfers, which we'll talk a little bit about. And then obviously Chris Gabriel, who is out trying to make the cut at the Professional National Championship. Most of you know Chris, incredible player himself, and also very passionate about teaching juniors. So let me just run you through what we're going to talk about. I did want to mention it, and I don't know if you can see it. I dropped a couple of links in the chat about the American Development Model in case anyone wants extra credit, extracurricular credit or reading. If you can't see them for whatever reason, just let me know and I'd be happy to send you a text or send you a link. So I just want to talk a little and kind of hit the highlights about our program. I'll read the mission statement to you, and then we'll kind of go through a little bit about the American Development Model and why, as Mario said, we're tossing beanbags with the kids. And then we'll take you through this season's offerings. So our mission statement is as follows. Mission of the Quaker Ridge Junior Golf Program is to provide a high quality learning environment where juniors learn athletic and golf specific skills that will prepare them for a lifetime of involvement in golf. It's to foster an environment of fun that promotes a love of the game of golf and encourage family interaction that builds lasting memories. To provide a pathway for committed juniors to experience competition and develop skills that allow them to test the limits of their abilities. And finally, to promote the core values of honesty, integrity, sportsmanship, fun, perseverance, and good judgment. So that's kind of our overall mission of how we see the junior golf program and what we're seeking to accomplish. A little bit about the American Development Model. Some of you who have kids in other sports, the American Development Model is a long-term athletic development method, if you will. So most other countries and most other sports use a development model, a long-term athletic development model that is designed to take players, not just juniors, but in this case it's juniors, from a total introduction to the sport, having no idea what the sport is like, all the way up through higher stages of learning, elite competition. In our case, would be tour players. Obviously, most players are not getting to that level, but the part we're really concerned with is the introduction, the age groups of 3 and 4 years and up to probably what most juniors at our club are going to be experiencing up to the 15 and 18-year-old age groups. So there are obviously things after that. So those things are the general breakdown is one is called the sampling years. That's from age 4 to 11, where kids are learning and trying all kinds of different sports. After that is specialization years, 12, 13 years old. The child decides they want to get more involved in a particular sport. And then starting at about 14 are the investment years. So that's when we start to pare down the number of sports that someone plays so they can concentrate on developing skill more as necessary to compete at higher levels. So the basic thing to know is, and Mario said it really well, is we are seeking to create athletes first. So we want our kids, for that matter, our adults, to be able to do things like kick and throw and run and have things like agility and coordination and balance. All of those fundamental movement skills are the basis for a lifetime in sport. Doesn't matter what sport you play. You've got to have agility, you've got to have balance, you've got to have coordination. That's why we call them the ABCs of sport. So I don't want to delve too deeply into it unless you have more questions about that. But if you can see the links, or again, if you can't see them in the chat here, I'd be more than happy to go through that with you. There's a really cool video some of you may have watched, just less than a minute long, about an introduction to the American Development Model. Do you guys have any, Tanner, Brian, Mara, you guys have anything you want to add about ADM before I jump into the programs?
Yeah, I mean, I can touch on the ADM as we go into the junior league. So if you just want to outline the programs, I'll kind of touch a bit about more specifically how it applies within our offerings.
Super. Okay. All right, let's jump right in. I know everyone's busy, value everyone's time. So we have a lot of opportunities for our juniors here at Quaker Ridge, which is really thrilling. So the first one that comes up typically is PGA Junior League and what we've started to call Mini PGA Junior League, which started as a working title and then just kind of stuck. So basically we have a PGA Junior League is an initiative by the PGA that allows for fun, light competition amongst other clubs. So kind of think of it as an inter-club opportunity where kids from Quaker Ridge play against kids from other local clubs and in sort of a fun, really not too competitive setting. They play in a scramble format. Tanner can talk a little bit more about that. So we do have, and that's basically 13 and under. So we have our travel team, which are our kids who have more exposure and more experience in golf. And then we have what we're calling our JV team. So I'll let Tanner kind of take it away. He's been doing a fantastic job with Brian and Chris putting that together. So I'll let him talk about that.
All right. Thank you, Monique. I appreciate it. I've tried to meet as many families as I can, but if I haven't met you guys yet, my name is Tanner Elke. I'm new to the team this year. I could not be more excited for the season at Quaker Ridge. Going into our JV team here for PGA Junior League, that age group is specifically for boys and girls ages 5 through 9. And within that program for the mini league, there are basically two groups that we have within that. So for boys and girls in that under 5 range, we are focusing mainly on just an active start. That's the first level of the ADM. And that's developing skills like running, jumping, kicking, twisting, throwing, catching. And it's supposed to be really, really fun. You know, the first introduction to golf for a child, they should just want to be in the environment, be with the coaches, and really enjoy their time. And we're really looking for them to just develop those skills with that. So we're watching how they're jumping, how they're skipping. Can they throw the ball properly? Can they catch the ball properly? And then you're trying to mix in a little bit of golf with that as well, too, doing some light putting, doing a little bit of chipping, and just focusing on the balance of making a good swing on that. There's not really any sort of structure in terms of what we're looking for from their golf game, but more so just trying to develop that overall athlete, like Mario had said at the beginning of the meeting. For that second group, ages 5 through 9, we're trying to master those movement skills. So then the skipping and kicking and jumping, we're really trying to make sure that they have a sound fundamental base as an athlete. And then we're going into teaching basic golf concepts like their grip, their posture, how they're lining up, that they're balancing properly after they make a swing, and that they're shifting their weight when they go to hit a golf ball. And then towards the end, towards the end of the season for the 5 to 9 year olds, we're trying to introduce them into the junior league concept. So that way, when they turn 10, they're ready to go on our travel team. They can go to different golf courses. They can meet other children their age and play some light competition, which goes directly right into our travel team. That's for ages 9 through 12. And this is just, like Monique said, just a great opportunity for them to compete at different courses in a light setting and meet other golfers their age. I think the community in golf is something that's so cool. And the fact that they get to meet other juniors in their area, those might be relationships that last a lifetime, you know? So in this stage of their development for the travel team, you know, the growth velocity is very low. So skill acquisition is our priority with that. Things like, you know, green reading, aligning their club face, how to navigate through the course, and just simple stuff like being prepared for matches, making sure you got tees, ball marks, your golf balls, your glove if you wear one, and just going through and playing a round of golf, making sure that your bag is on your shoulder so you're ready to walk as soon as the last person tees off, that you're taking care of the course, and you're fixing your pitch marks on the green, and simple stuff that maybe some of us take for granted. But those are the things you have to teach at a very young age, so those become habits for the rest of their life. So that's our offering for the PGA junior team, for the travel and JV.
Awesome. I get excited just hearing you talk about that. It's so cool. I no, we just even a couple of years ago, I mean, we didn't, you know, I wouldn't say struggled to get kids, but we didn't certainly have a full team. And I can't tell you how the staff is so excited this year, this spring. We have so many kids participating, and it's just seeing this effort bear fruit is really, really gratifying.
I think
It's
having 15, 16 JV mini PGA Junior League kids show up every weekend. I think that is so exciting, and it's like you said, it's a funnel for they're going to develop right into the travel team, and so that addition has been terrific, and I'm super pumped for it as well.
Yeah. Next up, we have Pee Wee Golf. This has been going on for predates me for sure. Been a real staple because we have it on Sundays, usually just before the barbecue. So that's kind of what made it so popular. Brian heads up Pee Wee Golf. Um, Sundays 3 to 4. This year we're going to start June 15th and we'll go all the way through till September 21st. Brian, would you like to say a couple words about Pee Wee Golf?
Yeah, of course. This is a great introduction for the little ones to know what golf is about, get them physical, have them understand the mobility of what it takes to be a golfer, you know, make it fun, kind of hone their skills a little bit. So this is a great introduction and a stepping stone to get them into that PGA Junior League, work as a team. It's great. It's good. This is a good Pee Wee's. Pee Wee's is great.
I think that the kids who are now in the mini or the JV league, those are the kids that are going to transition and they're going to just have Pee Wee golf. And the same structure applies. We're trying to develop their movement patterns. We're trying to develop their preparedness of showing up and having their shirts tucked already at a young age.
Hmm.
Understanding that when you play golf, you need a pencil, you need a scorecard, how to count your strokes. You need to use a tee. We may not hit many golf shots, but they're starting to be exposed to all of those things that it takes to go out and play a round of golf and eventually go out and compete at Quaker Ridge in the PGA Junior League and away from Quaker Ridge.
And to be a golfer, like to have an identity as a golfer, which I think is this separate thing where like, it's different than, I think that's what's so cool about the PGA Junior League concept is, they are playing golf, but they're actually, they go out and they're like, oh, there's this other thing other than Quaker Ridge that's really cool and starting to experience that. So yeah, superb. So we'll move on to girls only golf clinics. We did a little bit of this last year. We did 4, maybe 5 or 6 sessions last year. And Barrett I started off and then Barrett took hold of that. And Tanner is now taking the ball and he's going to run to the end zone with this one. So Tanner, talk us through girls only golf clinics.
Yeah, so girls only golf clinics here designed for junior girl golfers. That will be May 3rd, 10th, and 17th, as well as June 1st and 8th. Those times are from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. And once again, this is going to follow our principle for the ADM model. Now, I do expect there to be some girls in that 5 to 9 range, and then I may have some girls as well in that 9 to 12, 13, 14, 15. So there will be a wider age gap for those clinics, but we're still going to cover everything. We're going to be still covering the athletic movements. For the older girls, it'll be much more golf oriented. But the ADM model applies whether it's girls, boys, and it just covers all the age ranges. Now this clinic is open for guests as well too. So if your junior girl golfer has a friend that they like to play golf with or like they like to spend time together, this is just a great opportunity for girls to get into it in a very fun and supportive environment where girls can just be together and build a little community here within Quaker Ridge. And the rate for that is $60 per clinic on that. And it's going to be a really, really fun program here. So I definitely encourage all parents to get their daughters involved with it.
100%. I've said this a million times, girls are a special population. We can special might go either way, but they need special encouragement to play golf. It's not girls and boys are very different at that age, and it takes often a girls only environment to have girls feel comfortable enough to participate. I had great success with this at my last club, and I have no doubt that it's going to be super here as well. So the key is fun. There might be some pink things involved, some pink hats, or I was talking to somebody today about getting some swag for us. So yes, please bring the girls, and it's very important that they can bring friends because that's often the hook. That's going to make them come. So, moving on to one of our staples, we have early summer junior golf and tennis camp, which we've had for many, many years here. We also have on the back end the late summer junior golf and tennis camp. One note about this year's programming, it is only going to be 1 week this year. I'm actually not clear about why that is. I think it was something to do with how the dates fell and camp dates. So this year we're having only 1 week. That's June 18th to the 20th. And as a further note, it's only going to be Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of that week because we are closed on Tuesday for the annual Hawkster tournament. So that's the programming note there. We'll have a weekly rate, which I think is being recalculated because of the 17th not being a date, and we will have a daily rate as well. We often get that question, what if my kids can't come every day? So we'll have a daily rate and we'll have a weekly rate for you as usual. Next up on the agenda is we would love to hear from anyone, and I don't know if we're going to hear this live. So when we release the recording, we'll try and get some feedback on that. But we would love to find out if there is any interest in having a summer camp for kids who are less than 8. So in other words, kids who are not yet going off to summer camp, if there could be an opportunity to do something golf related for them. So that would be something 8 years and older and younger, 5, 6, 7 year olds. So that's something we'd love to do here at Quaker Ridge. So if there's anyone interested in that at all, we would love to hear from you about that. We're open to timing, and we're open to days and things like that. So we're just trying to gather information at this point. Tanner's going to take lead on that. And there's probably going to be some others involved, but.
Yeah, I'd like to add to that, Monique, as well too. And this is once again just a continuation of, kind of like that junior league, 5 to 9 mini leagues there. So they're doing the same stuff, developing as athletes, and keeping it fun. That's the big part of this junior program. It's fun.
Yep, fun and wanting to come back and building skills. So super. Our late summer junior golf and tennis camp, those dates, just in case you're looking for dates here, June 19th to the 22nd, excuse me, not June, August 19th to, is that correct? I think it's August, pardon me.
It's definitely August, yes.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
August 19th to the 22nd and August 26th to the 29th. Again, we'll have a weekly rate and a daily rate, so hopefully that appeals to people. Yes, August, obviously. So that's what's going on with junior golf, late summer junior golf and tennis camp. We are also this year again going to do a fall PGA Junior League. This will be, last year we did a really, really good job. Chris and Barrett put together an amazing array of courses that we got to take the kids to, a whole number of practices. And I just want to let you guys know, this is not something that's done at other clubs. Like, we provide an incredible amount of preparation clinics and getting ready for the actual matches. And that's just not something that's done at other clubs. I'm super proud of these guys for putting that together. So really the value for what you're getting for the number of practices and matches and such is really quite good. And we love just taking the kids all the way through the summer, keep it going into the fall for them. So
one thing to add, Monique, is after August, 2 weeks of August junior camp, we have our junior club championship. And I'm pretty sure that's the 30th and the 31st. And since we're open on Monday, if we have a big turnout, we're also, we could use the first. But that's always been our competitive opportunity for juniors, and I'm sure we're going to talk about here in other playing opportunities, but this year we have a new initiative which we kicked off this past Sunday, and we had 14 junior golfers show up to that and compete, and it was awesome. So this year, once we get to our junior club championship, we may need to rework the dates because we might have a bigger turnout. So that's exciting.
It is. And that's actually a great segue, Mario, into talking about our playing opportunities. we decided to do playing opportunities for our kids. We were thinking, the only really competitive event at the club is the Junior Club Championship, and it can be a little bit intimidating for kids who haven't, been doing a lot of competing. So we thought to create a little tournament series. We picked 4 dates. I think it's 4.
We have
Yeah,
3 more to go.
We have 3 more to go. So 4 dates. We did our first one this past Sunday, which was absolutely so fun to see. 14 junior golfers got out there. We did a nice, again, light competition, a 2-person, a better ball, Stableford event with a max double bogey. So, it's just to encourage kids to compete and to get out there. And there was a lot of learning, and it was really exciting to see them. So our 3 remaining dates for that, if you want to jot those down, we have May 25th, June 8th, and August 24th. And we have some tee times reserved in the afternoon. So we'd love to see your juniors come out for that, any and all. And hopefully that leads them right into our Junior Club Championship, which, as Mario said, is in at the end, just before Labor Day. So we can get details out about that. We
Yeah,
also have our, yes, go ahead.
Quick note for the junior golf tournament series. The next event will be a member best ball, so another team event for 9 holes. June 8th will be a 9-hole individual stroke play. And then that last date, August 24th, will be an 18-hole individual stroke play for that as well, too. So really building up the competitiveness as we get into these tournament series as well, too.
Yeah. Yeah. We have also our annual parent-child tournament that is on, I'm just going to check my notes so I don't give you bad information, but I have June 15th coming up. That's always a great event. All right, lots of calendars going on here. Yep, Sunday, June 15th. That is where we want to see you. We want to see your kids. We want to see grandparents. We want to see aunts and uncles. We want to see everybody who celebrates golf at the club come together. It's just a wonderful, wonderful event. So we can't wait for that. That's always really well subscribed as well. And then we also have on Memorial Day, we have Monday, May 26th, we've got our drive, chip, and putt. Some of you may remember we used to hold our fun-only junior golf day on the Monday Memorial Day. And last year we decided to mix it up a little bit. We made it the drive, chip, and putt. Now, what's cool about this is if you don't know what drive, chip, and putt is, it is a national skills competition. Skills being driving, chipping, and putting. And there are it's all over the country. There's local qualifiers. We have several local qualifiers here in the Westchester area. Kids will compete in all 3 skills. They'll move on to sub-regionals and then regionals. And ultimately, a small group of juniors goes to Augusta National for the finals. So that is always held on the Sunday prior to the start of Masters Week. So Masters Week starts on a Monday, goes to Sunday. So it's always that Sunday. It's televised. It's unbelievable. So we have decided to do our own Quaker Ridge drive, chip, and putt competition. And this year we thought it'd be super fun if we also had the parents participate. So it's going to be a competition for the kids in each of these 3 skills, driving, chipping, and putting. And then we also are inviting the parents to come and take a crack at their skills as well. So we thought that would be fun. So that's Monday, May 26th, starting at 3:30, kind of wrapping up around 5:30. And so that's a fun addition to our program as well. So I don't know if I have to confess that I'm not 100% sure on how to unmute people, but I wanted to open it up and see if any of the folks on here had any questions. Some of you might, people that are on here have older kids, and you might have some different questions, and we'd be happy to answer those as well. But anything at all any questions at all you may have about junior golf or things we haven't covered, we would love to hear about it.
You could also type it in the chat, and
Oh, you can type it in the chat.
we could go that way. Um,
One thing we didn't talk about, it's not really a Quaker golf thing, that's why we didn't talk about it, but some people may be curious about competitive opportunities outside the club. Some of you that have older juniors. There's lots to know about those things as well. We're very fortunate in this area to have the Met PGA, which has an incredible junior golf tour. There are opportunities for kids from the ages of 10 and up, 10 to 18, to compete in 9-hole tournaments, 18-hole tournaments, and for obviously more skilled players, 36-hole events. And I know that, of course, it goes on in the summer, and I know obviously our kids, many of them are at summer junior camps or summer camps, but actually, there are plenty of opportunities that in the times where there's not camp to participate in those things. So if you're curious about that, if that's something you think your kids would be interested in, please come see us. We have all of the dates that those will be available. We'd love to get kids starting at 10 years old to go and experience 9-hole events just to try them out. Try one and see if you like it, try another, see if you like it. When you can get started at 10 and do a couple of those little teaser events, then it builds, like Mario was saying later, it builds up, and then you might be ready at 12 years old to go play 18 holes and play your own ball and learn the rules and things like that. So outside of the Met PGA, again, plenty of competitive opportunities. If that's something that you're interested in or your child is interested in, please come and see me or anybody here, and we can guide you through that process.
Awesome. Looks like there's no questions in the chat.
Yeah,
You've got me pumped for junior
so
golf.
excited.
If you're not excited after listening to Monique and Tanner about junior golf at Quaker Ridge, then something could be wrong with you. But we hope we're going to send this out. If you're watching this, you probably weren't here tonight, but you're appreciate you watching it. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to one of our amazing golf professionals. And we can't wait to see your kids at the club.